Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Southside for November 23rd, 2024. I'm Sadie.
And I'm Hermela, and we have great stories for you today on student finance, Caitlin Clark, and the cross-country team.
As the year progresses into the colder months, many students are picking up extra work, leading to a boost in their savings. Our first story is Zamina, sharing valuable insights into how managing money and saving smartly today can help you in the future.
With seniors getting ready to transition into post-high school life, they will have to start managing their lives themselves. A main part of that transition is managing your money.
That's like your whole life, right? I mean, even though obviously there's more things in life than money, I mean, that's a big part of life is money and do you have enough and saving things. So I think knowing how to properly save and spend and knowing what things cost is good to know.
Though people have a general understanding of how to manage money, a question remains. Do students know how to manage that money and set themselves up for success?
Most people generally know, if you have this much, save and spend. But once things start depending on you to pay for stuff, you just really consider, every facet of things. Do I need that random Starbucks or do I need whatever? Just really trying to weigh your options.
One question students have yet to find an answer for is how do students really learn how to save?
I think if you don't have a bank account, opening a bank account of some kind, or a retirement fund, a Roth IRA, everything you learn is important, in your life. I mean, obviously some things you're going to use more in your daily life than others, but in general, I do think that, having knowledge of all things is always important, and you never know what you're getting to know.
Finance is an important factor in everyone's lives as it plays a big part. Students will have to navigate their way through life and become more independent. It's not easy, but with some help and coaching, maybe more from the school, eventually students will feel more comfortable transitioning to post-high school life. This is Amina reporting for the Southside.
Thanks, Zamina. Here's hoping that these tips will help you take control of your financial future.
Our next story is brought to us by Maddie as she talks about Caitlin Clark's achievements and rise to fame.
Here comes Clark. How will she go for history? There it is!
Caitlin Clark is a revolutionary player in the Pro League of Women's Basketball. Here's some thoughts from South students. When was the first time you heard about Caitlin Clark and where was she at in her career?
It was probably like the last few games of the women's college basketball, and when she was playing against Angel Reese.
Do you like Caitlin Clark?
Yeah, I think she's a really good player.
In the last couple years of Clark's college basketball career, she gained a lot of popularity because of the debate about who was better, Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark. Clark was a clear winner of that with her WNBA Rookie of the Year award.
She's a good shooter from logo.
When Caitlin and her team won over Michigan, the Hawkeyes placed a decal of her name and jersey number on the court where she hit her record-breaking shot not far from the logo at Carver Hawkeye Stadium. What about her stands out most to you as a basketball player?
What stands out is her social media presence and just how she presents herself and how she's kind of changed the game for women.
As Ellie said, Caitlin has changed the game for sure and has become very popular on social media. A handful of students were asked to describe her in one word. Here's what they said. What's one word to describe Caitlin Clark?
Shifty.
Money. Athletic.
Unreal.
Competitive.
Go!
Caitlin Clark, the 2024 Rookie of the Year for Indiana Fever, is very clearly a talented player, but this is just the beginning of her career. This is Maddie reporting for the Southside.
For our last story, Ray is here to tell us about the cross-country season and how they're preparing for their last race before conference.
Today we're joined by our cross-country racers as they do one of their final races before conference at Dodge Middle School in Farmington.
We'll do a bunch of drills as warm-up to hit our muscles to make sure that we're loose, we're ready for whatever the practice might be. After we've gone through our warm-ups, we usually do a light jog for anywhere 1 to 2 miles. And then after that, we'll go into whatever our actual bulk of the practice is.
After about an hour of warming up, they finally get to go to the starting line where they wait for the gunshot to start the race. Here's more from one of the players as they talk about their training regime as they move closer and closer to state.
Usually our coach gives us workouts, plans, because it's we got to run more miles than the 5K because that's where we race. So we usually do long runs, thresholds. We hold a certain pace for a certain time and then work on that.
We might do some interval training, hills, depending on when our races fall that week. We might have a pre-meet day, which is usually a shorter distance, more of a recovery run. Same thing with post-meet, shorter distance recovery runs. So it kind of all depends on where we're at within the season, but you can bet we're going to be running.
This is Ray Paul, reporting for the Southside.
Thanks, Ray, and good luck to all the runners as they finish off their regular season.
That's all the time we have for you this week. We will leave you with some highlights of the cross-country season. Thanks for watching. I'm Hermela.
And I'm Sadie, reporting for Southside.
I stuttered a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
All right, Spencer, how do you feel about today's race?
I feel pretty good. It was hot, so that didn't help it at all.
Do you believe you're going to PR this season?
Oh, yeah.